Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Nice to see everybody. As he mentioned, I'm Steve Purdy. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the founder and managing director of the Automotive Heritage Foundation. We came into being about 4 years ago to continue the good work of our friend and colleague, Tom Kelly. Many of you remember Tom Kelly, who managed the International Automotive Media Competition for many years and presented it at the Concourse d'Elegance. He died unexpectedly in 2017, so we kind of took over his awards program and kind of restructured them a little bit to focus on automotive heritage. So that's where we are now. Before we go too far, though, I want to introduce a couple of our Automotive Heritage Foundation board members. Sitting at the table right there, Angie Bornius and Chubba Chetta. Would you raise your hands, Angie? And there's Angie right there. So this is the second year we've presented our awards during the Woodward Dream Show at M1 Concourse. Here with a few words, Tim was going to join us for a few words of welcome, but we'll assume his welcome and we'll thank him again. We'll thank him and his team for hosting this epic schmooze of car people. Look at it around here. It's a wonderful place to be. We have two important items on our agenda this afternoon. The Automotive Women's Alliance Foundation will present the award, the scholarship award given in the name of the Automotive Heritage Foundation to a worthy recipient, and then we'll do the Automotive Heritage Lifetime Achievement Award, which is our most important award. So first, here to present the Automotive Women's Alliance Foundation Scholarship is Automotive Women's Alliance board member and CEO at the Center for Automotive Research in Ann Arbor, Carla Balo. Carla?
Thank you. Can I remove this, you think?
I guess you may. Slide it right on.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. It's great to be here this afternoon. I'm too short to stand behind a podium, so I'm going to stand here, and I like to walk and talk. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about kind of the future of automotive, but first, let me tell you how great it is to be back here. I grew up just down the street in Troy. I graduated from Avondale High School, and my first job was at GMC Truck and Coach on South Boulevard. And I grew up at a place called Milan Dragway. Anybody know that place? Yeah, my aunt and uncle owned it, and the way I got to go every Saturday was by working in the concession stand. So if you got a hot dog or chili in the late 60s, early 70s, it was probably this crazy kid serving you. But I have automotive in my veins, so when I come to something like this, I get so excited. And one of my passions has always been to get more young people excited about automotive. Never before have we needed great talent, diverse talent, because the automotive world is changing greatly. Now, we're still going to have lots of muscle cars because it's in our DNA. I have a 1956 Chevrolet Bel Air coupe, robin egg blue, cream, two-tone. I love it, and I love to play with it. But the future is going to be a lot different. Now, we know the future is electric. Everybody's investing billions of dollars in electric vehicles, billions of dollars in batteries. And we know also that cars that didn't used to talk to you are now talking back, sometimes making you very angry because they don't understand you, but they talk back. And we have cars that are going to be able to drive themselves. So when I talk to kids about the future of automotive, it's very broad. You can do anything. You can have so many different kinds of careers. You can work with data. You can work with additive manufacturing and make 3D parts. Parts that we used to struggle to restore vehicles with, we're going to be able to make in hours. Kids are going to be able to design the cars of tomorrow using augmented and virtual reality and be able to create the dream machines of tomorrow very fast. There's also huge opportunity in electrification. I don't know if you just saw the latest Dodge Charger. It's going electric. We know the Charger and Challenger are going electric, but They're adding engine sound to it. Because I don't know about you, but when I hear a car peel away and I hear that sound, if you grew up with it, you still want to hear it. So those people who are really getting excited about electric vehicles are starting to think about the things that cause emotion in tomorrow's buyer. So we need students working on electricity. We need students working on the algorithms so we can provide autonomy, so we can provide mobility for people that have never had it. Persons with disabilities is key. Old people like me. Most of us are going to outlive our license by 10 years, and I can guarantee you I'm still going to want to have some kind of a life to be able to see my friends and my family. So we need to be thinking about this future very positively. The old isn't going to go away. We're going to still have a lot of fun with this. In fact, probably even more fun when we think about restoration and being able to get out and drive and show off our cars that we're so proud of. But it's going to be different. And the opportunities are vast. If there's one thing that I want you to take away from me right now is we got to get a lot of young people excited about auto. We need their talent here in Pontiac and in Detroit. So that's what the Automotive Women's Alliance Foundation does. We give these scholarships to young women that are as excited about the automotive industry as we all are. So with that being said, I'd like to introduce Jane Bishop, who will award our scholarship recipient.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Carla. She is the queen of the automotive industry in my eyes. I've been on the board of Automotive Women's Alliance Foundation for over 15 years. And just to give you a little bit of information about who we are about women in automotive, in mobility, in transportation, and trying to improve the quantity and quality of women and have retention in these industries. And we saw this need back in when we founded in 2001, a 501c3. It's a nationwide foundation, but we are also located in Troy, Michigan. But we saw the need to not only provide support financially, so we started the scholarships, but we also saw the need to make sure that the women who are engaged continue to stay in this industry by offering professional development and training and mentorship and one-on-one with leaders like themselves that want to be leaders. And this is our avenue to do it. And we stay close to our recipients. We have a membership base of about 200. We are all volunteers, and we're always looking forward to have new members as men and women be a part of it. And at this moment in time is when I would like to bring up Bertha Smiley. She is the co-chair, and she's going to give you some information about our scholarship recipient in honor of Automotive Heritage Foundation.
Thank you, Jane. I have the pleasure of introducing our scholarship recipient of $2,500 provided by AWAF in honor of the Automotive Heritage Foundation, Ms. Madison Blood. Ms. Madison Blood is an incoming freshman attending the College for Creative Studies in Detroit, Michigan, in pursuit of a bachelor's degree in transportation design. She attended the Meadville Area Senior High School and the Crawford County Career and Technical Center in her hometown of Midville, Pennsylvania. Madison is an exquisite artist, as written by her commercial art instructor, Dennis O'Loughlin. He says, Madison has a work ethic and a talent on a professional level rarely seen in a person of her age. She also received a scholarship from General Motors to enroll in CCS freshman transportation design class while attending high school. Madison's goal in the automotive industry is to design a vehicle that speaks to the masses, to be respected, offer creative innovation, and inspire younger generation to pursue their love for vehicles and designs. In high school, Madison played varsity softball, basketball, and was the treasurer in the National Honor Society. I just want to add that at AWF, we have given out over $529,500 in scholarships to over 211 recipients as of today. And now I will introduce to you Madison Blood, our scholarship recipient.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Madison Blood. I am from Meadville, PA. It was a little bit of a drive here today, and I'm excited to be here. I'd first like to thank both the Automotive Women's Alliance Foundation and the Automotive Heritage Foundation. This scholarship is very helpful into my career, and I'm very excited for what's going to happen in the automotive industry to moving forward. And these foundations have helped so many women like myself succeed in the industry, and I'd just like to thank them again.
Congratulations again. That wonderful. The Automotive Heritage Foundation is proud to be part of this award, this scholarship. Thank you very much for being a part. Put this back here. And now, perhaps the most important award we present, the Automotive Heritage Lifetime Achievement Award. This, by the way, was also the most important one Tom Kelly and his IAMC team presented as well. With this year's awardee, there are now 22 names in that distinguished list, from Carl Ludvigsen to Denise McCluggage, from David E. Davis to Jesse Alexander. In fact, we have a couple in the room today, Chubba Chetta and Don Sherman, our inductees. So if you'd like to see the full list of all 22, go to our website, or we have some press kits over on the table on the left side, on the east side of the tent there. So to introduce this year's honoree and present the Alex Buchan Created Trophy, please welcome Don Sherman.
Yes, I'm Don Sherman. I would not be here today were it not for Patrick Bedard, but please don't hold that against him. It's my distinct pleasure to introduce Pat, this year's recipient of the Automotive Heritage Foundation's Achievement Award. I hesitate calling this a lifetime award because, as you can see, Pat is clearly alive and kicking. Born as an Iowa farm boy, he's employed his time on Earth to log lots of impressive achievements. 2 engineering degrees, nearly 5 years advancing the steering and suspension cause at Chrysler Corporation in Detroit. Over 4 decades at Car and Driver, engaging readers with his technical exposés, car reviews, thoughtful opinions, and witty insights. No other writer endured so long at Car and Driver, making Pat our true Hemingway of the highway. But his real distinction from others who've received this award is the racing career he enjoyed. In only 10 years, Pat climbed from lowly showroom stock Pintos, Vegas, and Opals to the motorsports ladder's very highest rungs. He enjoyed 4 visits to the Indy 500, 1 trip to the 24 Hours of Le Mans, half a dozen drives in Group 44's Jaguar XJR GT machine. Pat attacked the 24 Hours of Daytona in the Canetti's Ferrari 512 BB and scored the first ever victory on American soil for any racer with a rotary engine. So thanks, Pat, for sharing those experiences through your engaging prose. Come on up.
As you can see, I'm not Pat Bedard, but I've also been asked to add a few words, and I should say that the 3 of us here combined to 25 years of technical leadership at Car and Driver. Pat Bedard joined the magazine in '67, I think. Don took his place as technical editor in '73, and I took Don's place in '80. And so we have a continuous line here of technical excellence at Car and Driver. But what I really wanted to focus on was what Pat did best at Car and Driver. Car and Driver was primarily a car book. It was a road test book. People read the magazine because they wanted to know what was new, what was good, what was bad, why it was good and bad. And that was the core of the magazine. And Patrick was a master of the road test and the comparison test. When you were out with him watching him evaluate a car, he drove it, of course, but he carefully scrutinized and examined the car. He'd pop the hood, see the way things were arranged there. He would look at panel gaps around the trunk. He would look at the detail of the interior. He would gather countless details about the car. But then when he wrote the story, rather than deluge the reader in this massive detail, he was a master of selecting the key details that helped summarize the car, explained what he thought about it and why he thought that. He did it better than anyone ever did. And furthermore, he did it for over 40 years. And during that time, I never saw him take a shortcut. I never saw him mail it in. Never saw him regurgitate a press kit. His level of quality was uniform throughout his entire career, and he was an inspiration for everyone else on the staff to continue in the same vein. And for that alone, he deserves this award. So congratulations, Pat.
Thank you. I've been out of circulation for a few years, so I flew in from my undisclosed location yesterday just to make sure no one would think this award was posthumously presented. After more than half a century at the keyboard, I still squirm at the idea of me as a journalist. Truthfully, I'm an escaped engineer. My education is entirely as an engineer. I took the minimal English courses that all engineers have to survive. Chrysler Engineering gave me my dream job in the mid-'60s, but the pace was just too slow for the young me. It would take a year to tool up a toothpick in those days. I could see myself half asleep, carrying over the B-body suspension year after year, and kicking the dog when I got home. When the tech editor job opened at Car and Driver, I beat it to New York City. Leon Mandel had recently taken the editor-in-chief's job, and the man was on fire. Car and Driver is the best fucking magazine in the world, he growled, and it just happens to be about cars. He had the passion that engineers aren't allowed to show. Get too enthusiastic about an idea in the engineering world, and no one will trust your judgment. Mandel had the raw passion, but he had something else. He had a banner I could follow. When he said, "You're hired," I knew an earthquake was coming. The tiny 10th floor office at One Park Avenue was a jumble. File folders askew on every surface, staffers crowding in as best they could. And amazing to this foreigner in New York City, there was no parking. The test cars disappeared into the Red Ball garage 2 blocks away from the office. We bought them back, plus tip, every time we needed them, then drove them back into the mall again when we had finished. How could a car magazine survive like that? David E. Davis Jr. was stopped by the office occasionally from his uptown advertising job to drop off a manuscript or to check on something. Rock Gates would come down from upstate New York every month or so. The big guys would gather in Mandel's office. I could hear them joking and laughing, quoting bits they'd written. Davis, in a recent column, had written the line, "Stoned as a peach orchard billy goat." They chewed on that and guffawed. They played off each other, ducking and weaving, looking for an opening to launch the nuclear quip. I was invisible. I was the janitor with the bucket and the mop, there to clean up their technical messes. I knew I was in over my head by a fathom or two. Until I could put the power to the page as they did, I'd always be the janitor. Even after taking a pay cut, I was still an expensive hire. But none of the liberal arts majors putting out the car magazine at that time really knew how cars worked. So Mandel stepped up to salvage his investment, to make me a writer. If it was a burden, he never showed it. He was a missionary, filled with the joy of gathering his disciples and creating a great magazine, one word at a time. He'd give me an assignment, then invite me up to his house in Ossining for a Saturday night stayover. After dinner, I'd pull out my pages and we'd go through them line by line. What are you trying to say here? Why did you choose that word? Is it the best word? Word choice is the writer's basic tool, he explained. The escaped engineer considered that idea. You mean like words have part numbers and only one part number is right from each job? He nodded. Looking back now, he gave me the keys to the kingdom right there. Choose a word, choose another word, choose words that dance together. It was all up to me. No counter guy in the word department would scowl at me if I chose one, then put it back and tried on another. I never had to go to the boss and plead for a bigger word budget. Boss, I can't get it done with these dull old words I've got. I need sharper words, shinier ones, words with high impact. I need words that'll judder the windows out at Motor Trend when they strike. Words are free. All I had to do was sort out exactly the right ones. The boss never had to sign off on my word bill at the end of the month, never had to frown over his glasses and say, yeah, you use them well, but you just have to cut back. It has been terrific fun, a great way to earn a living. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patrick. And this is your Automotive Heritage Foundation 2022 Lifetime Achievement Award. But remember, it is not a shift knob.
Right. I'm not going to ask any further.
Congratulations.
Thank you, John.
Back. All right. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Congratulations again, Pat Bedard. That trophy in his hand was designed and made by Alex Buchan, one of the most well-renowned automotive art sculptors in the U.S. He's right here in Troy, Michigan. So our permanent trophy, also by Alex Buchan, featuring a bust of Louis Chevrolet, has the names of all the winners and resides at the LeMay America's Car Museum in Tacoma, Washington. If you're not on our Automotive Heritage Foundation bulletin list and getting other updates, let us know. We'd love to include you in our audience of those to whom an automobile is more than transportation. Thanks to Angie Bornius, herder of cats. Thanks to Tom McDonald, the Catalyst, Mark Ducker, our video producer, Stephen Childs, design and web guru, and all the rest of you who support the mission of the Automotive Heritage Foundation. Thanks to you all for coming. Enjoy the other stuff going on at M1 today and tomorrow, particularly the panel coming up on this stage at 5 o'clock. Includes Murray Paff, our local car builder here, and some of his co-conspirators talking about their car designs. And that concludes the Automotive Heritage Awards for 2022. So have a great weekend and enjoy your drive.